So what the show is basically about is to put a man and a woman in two separate rooms with a barrier between them, and they're supposed to get engaged by the end of the series, and then they have a honeymoon and a wedding. And the point of it is love is blind. You're supposed to fall in love with somebody without seeing what they look like. They're trying to remove what drives attraction between men and women and say, you guys go and sit between this barricade thing and talk to each other, but you can't see each other. You can't see what they look like. You can't see if they're attractive. You can't see if they're unattractive, tall, short, fat, skinny, skin color, nothing. You get nothing. It's just having conversations. And there's this one guy in the show who was sharp as a whip. This guy would start asking questions, and I'm going to show you some of the clips in a minute to show you why stuff like this fails. The first point that I want to make here is that this really just proves that nothing matters more than that genuine burning desire, which I cover in chapter 3 of my book. If you haven't read it, the Unplugged Alpha is on Amazon. Genuine burning desire comes from attraction. It comes from looking at somebody. I've said this many, many times. Somebody might have a great personality, a wonderful personality, in fact, but you can't fuck somebody's personality. When you look at somebody, when you talk to them, you're basically thinking, like what guys do it anyway, we're thinking, okay, well, what does she look like naked, da-da-da, sort of thing. Women are also interested in that, but they also have a long laundry list of a bunch of other stuff too that comes with that. So let me just play some of these clips here and add some commentary. If you guys are listening to the replay, just fair warning, I'm going to play these clips at like 1.5 times speed. So if you're already playing this back at 1.5 times speed, this is going to sound weird. Slow it down right here. Let me add this to the stream. And if you have a hard time hearing it, just let me know in the live chat, but I think I got it set up correctly. So let me just play this reel here.
I love.
And by the way, I've got to pause it every couple of, like every 10 seconds or so because of copyright, blah, 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 and sound, whatever it is. So I'm just going to pause it through and add some commentary.
Buying clothes for girls. Yeah, what's your size?
Hang on.
I love buying clothes for girls. Yeah, what's your size? Would you like working out?
Yeah, not a huge fan.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, I get along best with individuals that do work out.
This guy's awesome. He was the only guy in the show that was honest with the other side and with the producers. And at the end of the series, it was basically like, I get along well with girls that work out, and he's like, do you work out? And she's like, yeah, I don't really work out. And, here she is. So he's clever enough to eliminate, things that he knew would not work out. Basically, yeah, I'm just going to put it up on the screen, Moff, because I don't want the woke crowd to give me a hard time. They can read it. But essentially, yeah, that's about what I was about to say next, is they turned him into a villain. I'm going to show you how they shame this guy for expressing preferences. So the next point that I want to make is it's totally fine for women to express preferences. Women do it all the time on dating apps. Must be at least 6 feet tall. Must have 6-pack abs, 600 horsepower car, 6 inches in the past, 6 months out of a relationship, blah, 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 blah. And they, doesn't have any kids in tow, doesn't live with their mom, da, 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 must have a job, must have da, 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 da. But when a guy says, hey, I like girls that work out, it ends up in a Cringe compilation that we're watching right now. And we'll see how a few of these guys deal with this guy towards the end.
Will you marry me?
This guy's a total simp. So this fella and this girl, Shayna was her name. I just called her Lips and Tits during the show because that's all she was really. She was like the eye candy, thrown into the group. And this guy and her, she's apparently or purported to be religious, and he is non-religious, and they have this flare-up. But that's not why they don't get together, and you're going to see why in a minute. It's simply because there was an attraction issue. Let me just keep playing this here.
As soon as I see her, it's gonna be 2 hands. Boom. I already let her know.
So this dude went through the entire crowd, and then he ended up proposing to the only Indian girl on the show. He was the only Indian guy, and they both start their conversation basically saying stuff like, he goes, I only date blonde girls, and she goes, I only date blonde guys. Anyway, he ends up proposing to her, so watch what happens next.
From here on out, she's within a 2-mile radius from me. That booty is not safe.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Okay, so just as a aside, that's what genuine desire looks like between two people when they see each other. I mean, obviously they've been having conversations, but in person, when they met, They don't end up getting married towards the end, but when they met, they did have genuine desire. Now, I want you to watch what he does with his hands, because he's obviously into physical attraction. I'm just going to do this, okay, for the camera, up and down, for those of you that are listening to the podcast. By the way, these are all available in podcast form everywhere, guys, Spotify, Apple, whatever. You can always listen to them if you're driving or whatever, but there's something missing on the attraction scope of things, which you'll see more of in a bit, but just watch his hands.
Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Holy shit.
Hi.
That booty, look at that booty. If we were...
Okay. He said booty, booty, booty over and over again, but he got this, right? Top to bottom.
To be at a music festival, do you like being on a guy's shoulders?
Yeah, you're up for the challenge, you can pick me up.
Yeah, but will I have trouble picking you up?
Will I have trouble picking you up? Isn't that awesome? Very clever, right? Clever enough to get around here, right? This one here, just listen to what she says. I mean, you can tell by the way her mouth is open, but just listen to this nonsense.
I have a huge Instagram following. Obviously, I have like a lot of friends. Like, it's crazy. And I think I'm really good at these pods because like with my job, I have like 5 to like 20 people in my car like at a time.
So none of these guys could see what she looked like, but they were all irritated by her. She didn't go very far in this nonsense.
How old are you?
33.
I prefer dating younger.
So he got shamed, of course. You know, she says she's 33. He goes, I prefer dating younger. Eyebrow raise. This all piles up, you know, towards the end where they all basically shit on him.
I'm 32.
You
look like a baseball player.
For everyone.
This guy's a bit annoying. He's somewhere on the spectrum. They actually casted him real well. You know, they put him on the show for a good reason. Okay, so this is towards the end here at the reunion. So let's hear what they're saying right about here, I think.
Sorry to interrupt you. This show, I didn't want to lose the thought. I'm sorry, but the show is about, can we just say off the record that...
Sometimes it's okay to just keep your mouth shut.
If you say you don't remember getting Mike today either, there's no
Always chime in.
Say whatever you want.
It probably...
It's Shane, you seem horrified.
You're right, man.
I think it's when this dude over here starts ripping into him right here.
I can't.
It keeps it real.
No, that's not real,
Keeps
man.
it
That's just bad. It's just so bad,
always the
man.
same.
You gotta stop.
I'm gonna tell all. I'm gonna say what...
He's basically saying, look, you know, you can be attracted to somebody's personality, but I need to see her. And there's nobody here that I was attracted to. So they start lambasting him for the sorts of questions that he was asking, like, hey, I like going to music festivals. You like that? Yeah, I like going to music festivals. Well, you know, do you like being on a guy's shoulders at a music festival? Oh, yeah, I'd love that. You know, do you think you're up to the task of putting me on your shoulders? Yeah, but would I have a hard time picking you up and putting you on my shoulders? So saying things like that on the show got him blasted towards the end here.
What everyone's thinking at home. Do not put me into your words at all. I'll say one statement, and hopefully I'll just shut up after that. Wouldn't you like that? I think we'd all like that. I think we'd all like it if I just shut up after the statement, right?
I think we'd all like if you just shut up and just...
No, please just stop now.
Oh, are you kidding? I'm the realist. I'm the realist, Jared. I say the facts. I keep it 100, bro. I've always kept this completely 100.
Come on, dog. Don't do that.
Yeah.
This couple here, the black guy with this other girl, you're gonna watch that one fall apart.
We can do that.
You're not. You came on here for all the wrong reasons, and you know that. And everybody can see through how shallow you are.
Even this dude over here, this black dude sitting over here with this black girl, is trying to shame him in front of everybody else. And look at the body language of everybody here, right? It's just absurd. This narrative where you can't have preferences if you're a man. I'm gonna say that again. You can have preferences if you're a woman. You can have all kinds of standards, has to have this income, has to have a nice car, has to live in a certain neighborhood, you know, has to have a certain kind of job, you know, for it to be acceptable, for it to be, you know, taking this guy out to introduce him to family and friends. But a lot of the women they put on the show, like the one that I mentioned earlier, Lips and Tits, the blonde girl that's a hairdresser, she's a hairdresser. You know, like, what do you bring to the table? You know, Kevin, the VP of sales, is making $250,000 a year, is going to put a ring on that at some point. And the interesting thing, you know, during the show was, well, actually, I'll show it to you in the next clip. I won't give it away just yet.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he loves me for me.
Okay, so we're going to drop that out. Let's pull in the other clip over here because I got a few more things I wanted to cover. Have you guys seen the show, by the way? Just in the live chat, just let me know, eh? All right, share screen, Chrome tab. This is the number 10 one. Okay. So, again, attraction comes visually. You know, I mean, maybe if you're blind, Maybe if you're blind, you know, you're going to have to rely on the other senses. But the biggest driver for attraction for men and women is visual. It's why in my book, when I covered dating and how to get the girls, and by the way, when I put how to get the girls, that was a joke, right? Some of you didn't get that. Most of you did though. But I talk a lot about having a good look as a guy and how to portray that and how to use dating apps to communicate that clearly. It's all detailed in the book. Now, what I want you to pay attention over here in this first clip over here for the first little bit is these two. I think this guy's Hispanic. This girl is Polish and Hispanic, but I just want you to hear what she says because she doesn't really feel it for this guy. Just listen up here.
I'm definitely in my head. I'm very attracted to him emotionally, but physically, like, I don't know. Welcome to Ms.
Okay, but physically, I don't know. This guy's jacked too. I just want you to look at her. I'm just going to pause.
Emotionally, but physically.
Okay. This chick is not attracted to this jack guy who's in very good shape, but she sits there saying that he's not good enough. Just let that set in, okay? This is what you're getting off body language and off exactly what she's telling you. She's not into the guy.
Like, I don't know. Welcome to Ms. Mojo.
All right, let me just skip up because I got a few timestamps here. 150 is the next one I wanted to cover. So, okay, so watch body language with genuine desire here. So, it's got Shake doing the little.
I already let her know from here on out. She's within a 2-mile radius from me. That booty is not safe.
The first time a couple interacts with each other face to face is the type of encounter that has the potential to be cute or cringy. Shane and Natalie's kiss, for example, demonstrates that they need.
Okay, we've got clear, genuine desire here, you know, between these two as well. You can tell by the body language, by the way they're touching each other. This is important to note. It, of course, is entirely based on them having a, you know, like liking each other's personalities. And then they, of course, like each other more in person. But beyond that, watch what happens.
Need a little more practice. And Shake could have saved his possessive booty grab for behind closed doors.
Oh my God, you're so...
Again, you know, dude gets shamed. You know, you're not allowed to touch her. You should have waited for it behind closed doors.
Holy shit.
Hi.
Booty.
Okay.
I don't want...
So here's lips and tits over here. And this is what genuine desire does not look
Couples
like.
are passionately awkward.
These two, as she comes out, she clearly doesn't have the feels for what this guy looks like after he's revealed.
Mallory's lukewarm reaction to...
Notice where her eyes go when she walks in. She's not looking at him. It's really, really important to know.
That booty, look at that booty.
While these two couples are passionately awkward, Mallory's lukewarm reaction to Salvador also makes us wince.
It's nice to see you in person.
Oh my God.
Hi, how are you?
See, that's not genuine desire right there. The last one where they jump on top of each other, not there. Boom. But if you go back and you see that, you know, she's not even looking at him as she's walking into the room, it's just not there. It's missing.
Meanwhile, Kyle...
And here's lips and tits and Kyle. I think this guy is in the trades, and this is the hairdresser.
and Shayna have their own odd first encounter during which Shayna...
Like they've literally just seen each other for the first time, and she's already, you know, giving him a hard time, and he's like, you know, looking away, and, you know, can we just try? But just listen up here.
keeps her distance and expresses her doubts.
I don't want to make a mistake, and I don't want you to make a mistake. I don't want us getting caught up in like the experiment.
Are you willing to try?
Number 8, Shayna...
Dude, never, ever, ever simp for a woman like that. She's either into you or she's not. It's not like, well, let's just give it a try, or let's just try again, or let's see if we can make it work. I mean, Rolo said it. You can't negotiate genuine desire. You just can't do it. It's either there or it's not there. It doesn't matter how much you like their personality. And this is why I don't get these dudes that are all like, you know, they'll get on a dating app and they'll see it like a picture and they'll tell me they've been messaging back and forth for like weeks or a month. It's like, no, dude, the whole point of the dating app is to meet, like, even if you have a photograph, it doesn't matter. The whole point of the app, get their number, get off the app, do a little bit of back and forth, and then set the date. That's a sequence that needs to happen. I mean, I cover it in more depth in my book, but that's a sequence that basically needs to happen. You have to meet them in real life, because when it comes to dating apps, I mean, women generally have the impression that guys lie about, guys lie about different things the way that women do. Like, women will lie about their looks. Guys will generally lie about their success. Guys generally lie about their height. Women will generally use older photography that makes them look more flattering, or from angles, you know, that show more cleavage, that hide other parts of their body, sort of thing, that may not be as attractive, but you get the idea.
Shayna and Kyle discover their religious differences. The Love is Blind experiment tests whether conversation alone is enough to find a fiance.
Now, I'm not religious at all.
With nothing to do but talk, contestants develop their relationships by discussing their values and goals. Shayna basically describes Christianity as a major pillar of her life, so when Kyle says he's an atheist, it seems like a deal breaker.
Yeah, the atheist thing. Okay, so she takes the proposal, takes her like 10 minutes to answer him. These two get together. Where's my net clip? 5:15. Let's pull it up here. Okay, so now we've got the carpenter and lips and tits here on the honeymoon because he proposes to her. She makes him wait like 30 seconds before she says yes. And here's the honeymoon scene that I wanted to show you next.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous for my cervix, but he's so cute.
Number 6. Shayna leaves Mexico.
I was like the first night that we would spend the night separate rooms.
I don't know if you caught that, but she said to him in a low voice, tonight we're going to spend the night in separate rooms. Again, if you have genuine burning desire for somebody, you're going to be intimate, especially after you've been talking through a wall for a week long and you've developed a connection that doesn't involve physicality. You see each other, it should be there. When you're able to go away for the honeymoon, you should be all over each other like a fat kid on a piece of cake. But she's telling him from the get-go, we're going to have to sleep in separate rooms. And this guy keeps trying, man. He doesn't, like these plugged in betas, they don't know. They just can't pick it up, man.
Considering this couple's rocky beginnings, it's not surprising that things don't go well when Shayna and Kyle arrive in Mexico. The events that play out are the perfect combination of dramatic and cringy, which can only be achieved in reality TV.
Wait, when's the last?
I love how these female commentators use this word cringy so much. There was a couple other videos that I was watching before these ones that I came across, and they were mostly done by psychologists. And they're fucking hilarious. They're constantly using words like cringe, but they also use love languages, which we've proven is a colossal lie. I did a collab with my friend Paul on my channel. So you can search on my channel if you want to see the result of that, but just search for love languages, entrepreneurs and cars, and you'll come across it. And then there was another one that had the personality, what are they called? The INJTP or S, the ones I'm talking about, and they're commenting on that sort of thing. The love language one got me. Like as soon as they start talking about that nonsense, it's just turn that shit off because that's not real. It's total crap.
Last time you actually ate.
8 years. Yeah.
You're breaking it?
Their first evening together begins awkwardly with Shayna feeding Kyle, who's a vegetarian, a bite of her steak dinner.
I hate feeding people.
That's something you generally don't want to do. I mean, okay, maybe it makes for a good highlight reel on television, but I mean, somebody says they only eat meat. You don't shove a salad down their throat. Likewise, somebody says they're a vegetarian. You don't go shoving meat in their face, but this is what Lips and Tits does here.
I think it's so cheesy, but I fed you.
From there, it just gets worse. Shayna sets boundaries in their relationship by insisting on sleeping in another room. At 7:40 p.m., she retires for the night.
Could you imagine being on, your purported honeymoon and your fiance says, it's 7:40, let's go to bed, but you have to sleep in that room and I'll sleep in this room?
Telling Kyle she'll see him in the morning.
So,
take a look at her. You tell me that she's a virgin, right? She's a 30-something-year-old hairdresser, and she's talking about, sleeping in separate rooms, and she's got, religious, boundaries and stuff like that. I mean, when you get your lips done like this, lady, you're not fooling anybody.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
You're gonna go to your room now? It's 7:40.
Oh my God, it's early.
In a situation like that, just tell her to get lost. Pack your shit and get the hell out of here. And he's sitting there going, "You're gonna go in your room now, but it's only 7:40. But."
Oh my God.
She then packs her bags and leaves Paradise and her
She leaves on her own accord.
fiance behind. The fact that Shayna departs secretly without telling Kyle leaves our jaws on the floor.
It's not the same without Shayna. The fact that she's not here makes me so.
A lot of this stuff is engineered again. It's not fully authentic. I think we have Shake here asking about weight still. Let's see what that clip is.
So upset.
Number 5. Shake asks about weight. In the beginning of the experiment, it seems like contestant Abhishek, better known as Shake, is missing the point about love being blind.
I love buying clothes for girls. Yeah, what's your size?
Dude's brilliant. I love it. This guy's red pilled for sure.
He inquires about his date's weight in a roundabout way that's both obvious and insulting. He develops a reputation as
Oh, hang on. This is where she insults this guy.
superficial among the women.
If we were
He develops a reputation. What does she call him? Superficial? Let's play that back again.
He develops a reputation as superficial among the women.
Yeah. Superficial. It's superficial when a guy has weight standards. He won't date somebody that he's not physically attracted to. But again, if a woman has standards for financial resources, looks, height, doesn't have kids, live in arrangements, jobs that they have, sort of thing, and then all the other 300 points that they usually make as well, that's totally fine. But a guy has like one standard: I just don't want a girl that's fat. It's superficial. Everybody lose their mind, right? All right, let's see what else we got here. We got 8 minute. Okay, so at the 8-minute mark, the fella Kyle, the construction worker, whose fiance told them to sleep in separate rooms, who also left without telling him, they're now at her parents' house, being introduced to the family. So check this out.
I get along best with individuals that do work out.
Number 4, meeting the families.
Why do you want to get married to my sister?
Now, can you guys see my cursor? Oh, okay, so you can see the cursor. So this is mom over here. Fellas, one of the things you always want to do before you're going to deal with a woman on a long-term basis or make her the mother of your kids, take a look at what mom looks like. Just, you'll thank me later. Heads up on that.
Sister.
So no one else gets you?
While bringing someone home to meet the family is...
So I don't know if you caught that, but what they asked him was, why do you want to marry my sister? And his answer was, so nobody else gets you. Beta! Plugged in beta.
Always a stress-inducing milestone. Bringing a fiancé home after less than a month of dating is sure to raise some eyebrows. Mallory and Danielle both have to navigate awkward conversations.
All right, let's move this up a little bit. We've got some talk on the beach. We got lips and tits again. Now, I just want you to look at Shake's behavior because
to his aunt.
So this guy Shake, he had genuine desire for her, talking between the wall. When they met in first person before, I believe he slid his hands down her back and got flat. That is where his behavior changed. But just watch what he says over here.
To commit to each other and I'm excited to just connect with you on all these levels.
All these levels.
Despite their similar backgrounds, shared life goals.
See his body language, see the way his eyes are kind of rolling around. Not into her, right? At all.
And complementing personalities, there's one problem threatening Shake and Deepti's relationship. Shake doesn't feel physically attracted to her.
She's like the #1 hype girl I could ever hope for. Her?
Upon seeing his fiancée, he begins to express a lot of doubt to other people and finally to Deepti herself. He compares her to his hype person, his friend, and even his aunt. But
his aunt. There was a video that I came across that called this guy Shake what do they call him? Basically a closet racist, and they shamed him on something else. I can't remember what it was. It was another psychologist. It was this Asian girl that broke down and basically shit all over the guy. What other clips were there here? I think there was one at 1340. 1340. What do we got here?
and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shane mistakes Natalie for Shayna.
You were my #1, so.
Really? You were my #1 too.
Natalie may bring out the best in Shane, but dating in the pods seems to bring out the worst. The realtor begins the experiment with a playboy mentality, willing to date as many women for as long as he can.
What do you like about that?
Yeah, when guys want to date women and explore their options, that's bad. When women do it, totally fine. Rack up your notch count, ladies. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, does she like me?
Shane inevitably finds himself in a love triangle with Natalie and Shayna.
Who am I talking to?
I don't know. Take a guess.
No, Shayna, there you go.
While juggling two women who are...
So in this scene, he calls this girl Natalie Shayna because, of course, you know, they manufacture that. You know, they put this stuff together for TV. That's about the, you know, the end all be all of all that. I don't really want to keep banging on all these clips because it all just kind of boils down to the same stuff. You can't... I don't care if you want to put a wall or a skyscraper, you know, between people, whatever it happens to be. You can't get away from the fact that women may select guys based on their looks and a whole bunch of other things. Success is definitely one of the most important ones. Also, you know, women look at guys as far as, you know, they're more concerned with a guy's future, whereas a man is more concerned with her past. What does she look like? How many guys she been with? Is she attractive? You know, so you can't get past any of that stuff by putting a show together on Netflix and hope that it works out. There's only 2 couples out of the entire cast, by the way, that ended up going through with the engagement and the marriage. That dork with lips and tits never made it. She basically told him to pound sand towards the end and actually ended up having a thing for this guy, Shane. But she just didn't have genuine desire for that guy. It really had nothing to do with the whole religious you know, demands that she said her family had. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you take a look at her, you know, she's got some miles on the clock, and she's not celibate. I mean, she's not chaste by any stretch of the imagination. Absolutely freaking not. But that's what they try to sell you on these shows, guys. You know, it's manufactured. Again, it's for entertainment purposes only. But you know, when you unplug, when you take the red pill and you kind of see the code in the matrix and you understand these things, you watch shows like this with a renewed interest in looking at the dynamics unfold. And then, you know, you can't help but to comment on those dynamics afterwards. I don't know. You guys seem to like the video I did the other week on the Tinder swindler thing. So I thought I'd pull something out and do some commentary on this. Joseph Jones here says, isn't lip work superficial? Yeah, like lip work, boob jobs. I mean, push-up bras are arguably, you know, superficial. Putting on makeup is arguably superficial. Dyeing out, you know, your gray hairs, you know, back to blonde or, you know, as brunette or whatever is superficial. You could argue all these, you know, wearing high heels so they look taller, so their calf and butt looks different is superficial. Basically, it is what it is, you know. There are some things that are excessive, of course, you know, Botox and boob jobs. That's, you know, like sticking a needle in the lip. Okay, that's one thing. Going through surgery, you know, that's something else. Sometimes it's required. Gravity does that stuff, but I don't know. It is what it is. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.